Typhoon Haiyan was a large tropical cyclone that hit the Philippines in early November of the year 2013, making landfall multiple times. The high winds of the typhoon marked it as one of the largest in history, causing major structural and governmental damage to the country and attracting multiple humanitarian organizations to sites affected. The following is a collection of news broadcasts that covers multiple aspects of the causes and effects of the incident revolving around Typhoon Haiyan.
Hello, welcome back to our daily World Weather Watch. Today I have Professor Owen from Harvard University to explain a tropical storm in the South Pacific. Professor, how has this become a popular topic today?
Well, tropical storms are created from abiotic factors like wind and water. That being said, this storm is especially interesting due to three main conditions. The storm is forming in open ocean water, and therefore there are no land masses to stop it from forming a circular pattern and collecting steam. Secondly, warm water in the area is very vast, and therefore it strengthens the storm. Lastly, wind shear is low, causing most of the winds in the storm to move together as one, making it even stronger. The potential damage it could cause could be devastating.
Thank you, Professor. Now Professor Jed Higgins to elaborate.
Well, the area that will most likely receive most of the damage from the storm will probably be the Philippines. It is a fragmented state and located east of Vietnam. Its current government is a republic with previous troubles with military coups and tensions. Furthermore, with much of the country's terrain consisting of low-lying coastal lands, it constitutes a major problem with water-related disasters. Many experts are concerned that the citizens and the government are ill-prepared to handle the storm when it finally reaches them.
Thank you, Professor. That concludes the report today. Welcome back. On today's World Weather Watch, the tropical storm we discussed last week has made headlines. As I speak, its 235-mile-per-hour wind gusts and its 13-foot waves have damaged and torn down the flimsy houses of the Filipino people and their lives. Typhoon Haiyan, as it is named, has just made its first landfall just hours ago. With a width of 370 miles, it is one of the largest and strongest typhoons to hit land in history. I now have Brock Lee, who is at the site of Typhoon Haiyan, on the phone. Brock, tell us a little bit about what's happening right now.
Thank you, Bob. The debris from the destroyed buildings has been brought into local waterways, where it can pollute and kill off wildlife in the water. A huge problem right now would be the destruction of major irrigation systems used for agriculture. Referring to the core periphery concept of Emmanuel Wallerstein's three-part world system theory, the Philippines is considered periphery, but they're trying to become semi-periphery. Haiyan will definitely delay their goals of becoming self-sufficient as their agricultural output is diminished. It is also a push factor causing forced migration as people move out of dangerous areas, leaving their homes and personal belongings. Expect Haiyan to be a monstrous disaster.
Welcome back to Eyes on the World, where our focus today rests on the Philippines. Typhoon Haiyan killed over 6,000 people and affected 9.7 million. There are numerous cases of flooding and destruction of agricultural land reported. Many humanitarian organizations such as USAID and the UN World Food Program and other countries have given their support. Food supplements, hygiene kits, and other relief commodities are being sent to the Philippines to assist the population. The destruction Haiyan has caused a long and tiring process of rebuilding damaged areas. I'm David San, signing off. Welcome to our special broadcast today, where we'll be having an interview discussion upon the impacts that Typhoon Haiyan has had on the society of the Philippines. Here I have social science expert Professor Vance Cribbs. How has Haiyan affected the government?
Well, to start, the national government has been criticized by many people in regards to President Benigno Aquino III and his failure to offer decisive leadership after Haiyan's rampage. Haiyan has also disrupted state and regional governments in terms of emotion. Chief Superintendent Elmer Soria was removed as head of the regional office overseeing police operations in the central Philippines after he gave a false report of 10,000 deaths when in reality the death toll was only at 2,300. Haiyan has also forced local governments to take routine measures and inform their population about Haiyan, but they were in vain. Haiyan's destruction is a brutal way of signifying the lack of response from the government towards Haiyan.
How has Haiyan impacted changes in the society or the government?
Well, the society is now desperately trying to rebuild the affected areas in ways that will prevent such devastation from happening again. Innovations such as unsinkable fiberglass boats, for example, allow fishermen to return to fishing even after such a disaster. The Philippine government is also looking towards increasing access to the market and diversifying the economy, while also implementing standards for newly constructed buildings to withstand typhoons better. The greatest governmental change, however, will probably be the proposal by Yev Sano, head of the UN Climate Talk and from the Philippines. He proposes that Haiyan's strength was a result of climate change that must be slowed down to reduce the power of future natural disasters. He believes that the international community must strive towards reducing emissions and global warming.
Thank you for that detailed explanation. Besides the government, how has the culture of the Filipino people been impacted?
The Filipino people have remained relatively socially and culturally strong even after Typhoon Haiyan. While other countries may have considered a similar incident as a centrifugal force and suffered negative consequences, the people of the Philippines have treated it almost like a centripetal force, with an evident strong rebound from the destruction of homes and loss of lives, and a renewed sense of nationalism and cultural identity. Bayanihan is a great word that describes the sense of unity. It means spirit of communal effort, where all Filipino people around the country and world share. Fundraisers have also spread the Filipino culture, its music and foods, providing optimism in a new social capital reestablished by the people who have survived the storms of Haiyan. Money donated is used to rebuild broken transportation systems, shop vendors in cities, and reviving ruined agricultural lands that are crucial to get the country back on its feet.
And after the break, Professor Life. And we're back with Professor Life. We have two last questions. How do economics play into the Haiyan disaster, and how should we respond to such a similar incident if it were to happen again in the future?
Well, Typhoon Haiyan caused an estimated $700 million worth of damage to houses, agriculture, and infrastructure. Agriculture was most affected when local and international trade from growing coconut and sugarcane were disrupted. However, Haiyan's destruction has allowed for poor areas to be rebuilt and made stronger with new materials and attract people to sell goods again. Increased government spending and improved political administration has helped the Philippines emerge as a favored destination for foreign investment. The government should have policies that increase consumer spending to help the country rebound economically. In terms of how we can handle this kind of situation better, both the UN and the Philippine government reacted considerably slow to aid the populations of the Philippines after Haiyan. Distraught survivors closest to the damage need assistance in the form of clean drinking water and food supplies that were not present. Quick response times, reactions, and preparations such as forced evacuations for disasters such as Haiyan are needed by the world and the government so that things like this do not occur again.
Thank you for that excellent explanation. You've been watching Cloud9 News. We'll be back on later with more information. Until then, this is Aaron Trin, signing off.
Hello, welcome back to... Cut it.
You caught me up.
Hello, welcome back to the...
What?
Hello, welcome back to our daily world weather report. We provide brief insight on different world...
Well, last year, I had with me social science expert Professor Vance Cribb.
Nah.
Viewers.
Interview discussion with, dang it, it's not positive. Attacks that Typhoon Haiyan has had. Dang it. Yeah. Now first, one of the questions that we'll have is how has Haiyan affected the government in the Philippines?
Well, the government was.
I was trying to fix it!
You're so dumb. What are you doing? You're so stupid. What did you do?
You would have found what your part was.
No, I didn't. I didn't even
Guys,
put it to welfare
guys,
money.
I'm
I already
sorry.
knew my part.
Typhoon Haiyan has caused an estimated $700 million